Hello guys and welcome to Astrology Coaching by Anatoly. Today we are going to discuss retrograde Mercury. Yes, of course, again we have retrograde Mercury. It will start on 27th of September and will proceed its retrogression till 17th of October. So it will start in Libra, it will stay there for a few days and go backwards to Virgo, and Mercury loves to be in Virgo. So Mercury is the planet of communication, of business, trade, education, astrology, information, short distance traveling, and whenever Mercury is retrograde you can expect some kind of issue, some kind of chaos, some kind of problems related to all the significations of Mercury. Chaos in internet, problems with communication with people, online communication, traveling, less profit in your business. You don't need. It's not a good sign it's not a good thing to sign contracts during the retrograde Mercury, because there can be changes after Mercury goes direct. If you want to travel, you have to be more careful. You have to prepare everything before the retrograde period. Of course, there can be some issues with the devices that are related to communication. For example, every time it's retrograde Mercury, my computer starts with updating itself. I mean, it always wants to update itself whenever it's retrograde Mercury. So I always try to update it before this period, because from my own experience, every time I update it during retrograde Mercury, there is issues, and I need to call the people. I need to call people who can help me and to fix the problems with the update of my computer. So now we are going to see for all ascendants. Of course, Virgo is a very good sign. It is Mercury ruled sign. So Virgo is the sign of health, debts, work, details, healing, fixing problems, and of course healing society, not only the body and the health, but it's a sign that is related with some kind of karmic debt. But Mercury loves to be in Virgo, so the retrograde period can bring healing, can bring fixing of old issues, which is a very good thing. So I don't think this retrograde Mercury will be so bad. So let's start with Aries ascendant. All the people who have Aries ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your 6th house. 6th house, as I told you, is the house of health, the house of healing, work, routine, courts. I mean, if you have some kind of legal problems, this is the house of that. So in this period, it is not good, for example, to start new diet. It is not good to change your routine. It's not good period of changing your job and to start any legal process and procedures, because there can be some issues with the information, some issues with the communication. So this period, it's better to prepare yourself for example, if you want to start a new diet, it is time to search for a new diet, to go to see different doctors, and after Mercury goes direct, then you can you can start the diet, for example, or start the legal procedures, or change the job, or change your life, your routine in your life in some way. For Taurus ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your 5th house. 5th house is a house of children, so you have to be careful how you communicate with your children. It is the house of politics too, so if you want to start a new career in politics, you have to wait till October 17th. Don't start new things, new investments, just prepare yourself for them, and afterwards you can start with them, with the new investments, and especially if they're in a speculative business. For Gemini ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your 4th house, so at this time it's not good to buy apartment or to buy a new car, or you have to be careful how you speak with your mother. So everything related with the 4th house, mother, happiness, home, cars, any kind of properties, in this field you can find some issues or problems that needs to be fixed. So prepare, make your research. If you want to buy a new car, prepare, and and wait a little bit till 17th of October. For people who have Ascendant Cancer, Mercury will be retrograde in your 3rd house. This is the house of communication. Be careful how you communicate online, especially in Facebook, Instagram, or any social media, because you can create some problems or arguments. You have to be careful if you want to start a new hobby. Just don't start it now, because there will be changes after this. And especially if you have your own business, because 3rd house is the house of the own business, and it is very important house if you want to have good own business. Don't be frustrated if if there is problems with your business. It is time that you need to fix some issues, and after Mercury goes direct, then you will have a better time for your business. For people who are Leo ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your in your 2nd house. The 2nd house is the house of speech, family, money, savings, resources. So be careful with your resources. Don't spend, don't lose your resources. Be careful how you speak, because your words can hurt someone or can create some issues. For people who have Virgo ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your 1st house, which is very important. In this period, you should reassess your life. And if you want to make big changes, you have to wait till 17th of October when Mercury will be direct. And then you can proceed and you can make the changes that you want in your life. But during retrograde Mercury, just prepare yourself for the changes. Don't do them now, because there can be some problems and misunderstandings. And after Mercury goes direct, you will not be happy with the result. For people who are Libra ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your 12th house. Be careful if you go in foreign places. If you want to travel, prepare everything before 27th of September, and then of course, you can travel during the retrograde Mercury, but just be careful not to lose your documents or to have some kind of losses or more expenditure, because 12th house is the house of foreign places, but the house of loss, expenditures, hospitals, so be careful in these fields. For Scorpio ascendant, Mercury will be retrograde in your 11th house, the house of money, of income, dreams, friends, big circles. Be careful with your friends. Be careful how you speak with your colleagues. I mean, if you're a part, for example, of a big organization, be careful how you communicate with the people in this organization. Don't change your job at this point. Be careful with your income. It's time, if you want to change the source of income, you can think over this period, and then when Mercury goes direct, then you have to proceed with to do the things you want to do, but don't change it now during the retrograde Mercury. For Sagittarius, retrograde Mercury will be in the 10th house, the house of career, managers, so be careful how you communicate with your managers and with all the people who are senior than you. You have to be careful. It is not a good time for promotions, so don't ask for promotion during this period, and don't make big changes in your career during this period. For Capricorn ascendant people, Mercury will be retrograde in your 9th house, the house of father, education, the house of belief and religion, and luck. So be careful how you communicate with your father, be careful with your education. You may have problems with some exams. This is, I forgot to say that 5th house is the house of education too. So for Taurus ascendant people, there can be issues with the education too. But for Capricorn people now, be careful with the communication with the father, with your education, and don't be too strict in your belief system, because this can create some problems with the people around you. For Aquarius people, Mercury will be retrograde in the 8th house, the house of family-in-law. other people's money, so you have to be careful in these fields. Don't lose other people's money. Be careful if you work in the fields that is related with other people's funds and money and resources, because there can be some issues. Big transformations. I'm not sure that this is a time to start a big transformation, or to start for example, if you want to go up psychologist, this is not the best time to start it now, because there can be problems with the communication with the psychologist. So it's better to search now for psychologists, and after it goes direct, to start your everything related to psychology or astrology or mystical occult science. So this is not the best time to start any kind of business or investments related to these fields. And be careful if you have secrets, because when Mercury is retrograde there, it can create some problems with your secrets, and they can go on the surface, and people can hear about your secrets. If you are Pisces ascendant, this means that Mercury will be retrograde in your 7th house. This is the house of spouse, so there can be some communicational problems with your spouse. It is not a good time to start a new relationship. If there are options, people from your past can come back to you. And just don't start a new relationship till 17th of October 2021, because when retrograde is Mercury, it is normal people or things from the past to come back to you, and after Mercury goes direct, they disappear. Just be careful and see what's going on. But many times people from the past are coming during retrograde Mercury, and especially for Pisces people, this can happen too. So I want to repeat again, everything depends on your chart. Especially if in your planetary period of Mercury, you will feel the retrograde movement of this planet up to 100%. So prepare yourself. Thank you for watching this video. This is the retrograde Mercury. If you have any questions, please write them below, and I'm going to reply to them. Bye.